Hello guys, welcome to this video. This is a smart start guide for beginners to learn how to install, use, explore some required options and some useful extensions in Visual Studio Code in a concise way. Watch the complete video to know all about Visual Studio Code. So let's get started. Let's see what Visual Studio Code is. Visual Studio Code is a cross-platform code editing software developed by Microsoft. Cross-platform means that it can run on various platforms like Windows, Linux, and macOS. It includes support for inbuilt debugging, embedded Git control, GitHub and Bitbucket support, intelligent code completion, and many other features. We'll be learning most of these features in this video. VS Code makes our job relatively simple. It is a wonderful and really powerful tool built by Microsoft for developers. There are various IDEs like Atom, Sublime Text, and others. But Visual Studio Code is by far the best I feel. It's my personal favorite. Now let's see what we're going to learn. As you can see, we will learn how to install Visual Studio Code, how to use it, and other options provided, and few useful extensions. Enough of all this theory stuffs. Let's start exploring Visual Studio Code. Come on guys. Let's now see how to download and install Visual Studio Code. So guys, just go to Google and simply type Visual Studio Code on the search bar. As you can see, a lot of suggestions are being provided to us. Out of which what interests us is this suggestion, download Visual Studio Code. You can even find this docs link out here, which is documentation to Visual Studio Code, but most of them in the docs are unnecessary. This video provides you all the required stuffs. You need to click on this link, download Visual Studio Code, and it would take you to this page where you can see three options, one for Windows, another one for Mac, and these two are for Linux operating system. As my operating system is Windows 10, I would click on this link. As you can see, the download is being progressed. As you can see guys, download is already completed. You need to just click on this. And this box would appear over here. We need to click on I accept the agreement, this option out here. Just click on next and it will show you the path where the software is being stored, and just click on next. And if you don't want to create a start menu folder, which I obviously don't want to create, so I'll just click on this and I'll create next out here and just click on next. And I need a desktop icon, so I'll just click on this and I'll click on next and I'll just install the software. As you can see, the installation is completed, so I'll just click on finish to launch Visual Studio Code. So guys, it is pretty simple for us to use Visual Studio Code. As you can see, Visual Studio Code welcomes us with a welcome screen. It contains portions like start, recent, help, customize, and learn. In start portion, you can see new file, open folder, and workspace folder options, which we'll be exploring in a minute. In recent place, where you can see all the recently opened folders. Help is a place where you can find small tips and tricks. If you want, you can further explore it. Customize is a place where you can install support for your favorite language, install settings and keyboard shortcuts for your favorite text editor which you have used previously. Color theme is a place where you can change the color theme. As you can see, I have changed it to dark default. And learn is a place where you can learn stuffs, but this video provides you all the necessary stuff, and those contains mostly unnecessary things. And in the status bar you can find file, edit, selection, and all. File is a place where you can create new file, new window, open folder, workspace, etc. Edit is a place where you can undo and redo stuff. Selection, view, you can explore all this status bar tools. And this is a place where you can shift between two files and folders. And this is a place where you can search specific words and replace them. This is a Git which I'll be showing you in a minute, and this is debug console for your code, and this is extension. I'll be showing you all this in a minute. Let's see how to open and work with the new file in Visual Studio Code. As you can see here, there's a new file option over here, or you can just go to file and click on new file. So there'll be an empty file, unsaved file, which is created, and you can start working on it. You can create anything like hello people, etc, etc. And if you want to save this, just click on Control S, and it would save in a desired location where you want to save, provided you just type in whatever name of the file, name.txt, and just save it. It will just get saved at that location. But most of the time you won't be working on a file, you'll be working on a project. The project usually will be in a folder. So to open a folder, we need to follow these steps. We need to just go to open folder over here, or you can go to file and click on open folder. And this dialog box would appear. You need to just go to that folder location wherever your project is present, and just click on that folder and select it. As you can see, that folder would be stored over here. Now you can start working on that folder. You can click on a create file, a new file over here, and just type in the file name hello.txt, and here you go, the file is there, and you can close that welcome screen. Now you can start typing any text you need. As you can see, I'm gonna type You can even create new folders within this. You can just go to this option and just click on new folder and type anything, world, and just there you go, it will create a new folder. You can create files inside those folder, and just click enter, and the text would be opened over here, and file would be opened over here. You can just start typing anything you need. So, and this option would refresh your Explorer. This would collapse all your folder. As you can see, this just goes away whenever you click on this button. For extensions, you need to go to this option out here. You need to just go search any extensions you need and just install them. It is very easy. I'll show you. And what extension I recommend for people who use languages like JavaScript which contain brackets is this one. It's known as bracket pair colorizer. It gives a color to each and every bracket. Opening and closing bracket would contain the same color, so it is easy to recognize. I would recommend you to install this thing. And another extension which I recommend is Prettier. You can just get installed it out here. As written over here, Prettier is an code formatter, really useful. You can ignore all the small things like semicolon, commas, and inverted commas and all those things. It automatically fills in all those for you. So I recommend you this one too. And there is a small setting which you need to keep in mind. I'll just show you. You need to just do this setting. It'll help you a lot. Just go to settings over here and search for format on save. And let this checkbox be checked in. So whenever you click on save, the entire file would get saved on its own. You need to just type Prettier over here. Prettier, and you have to change small settings of it. And I'll just show you. You need to come down and you'll find these two options, semi and single quote. Let these two be checked in so that whenever you forget to add semicolon, it will add on automatically, and single quote automatically it will be used instead of double quotes, which is better. You can find various other settings out here, text editor, workbench, and window features. Whenever you go for text editor, you can change the font, and you can change the cursor, and it's pretty customizable, So guys, now we are done with the extension. Now let us check out the search option over here. It is a really simple option where you can just go search for any word or a sentence in your document. For example, I'll just search for world, and as you can see, it's showing all this results. And if I need to replace with something else, something, then it will just get replaced with something. When I click this and replace, as you can see here, it's got replaced over there. So now let us look into the source control that is provided by VS Code. There are many source control like Mercurial, Git, etc. Since Git is the common one, let us see how to use it. We could simply click on this button to initialize the repository, but I prefer using the terminal. So just go over here and start typing git init and click enter, and that will initialize the repository for you guys. As you can see, Visual Studio Code shows us that there are 2 unsaved changes. For viewing in Git, we can even type git status, which shows us that 2 unsaved changes are there. So to commit the changes, we need to first add the changes into the Git. So we need to just type git add space dot, which adds everything. When you click enter, as you can see, the text is in green color. This says that the changes have been added to Git. To save or commit these changes, we need to simply type git commit -m initial commit and click enter. This will save whatever the changes have been done to your file. If at all we do any changes, like just type anything and save it, and you can see here it shows that this text file has some changes. Again, you need to commit over here in the terminal. So this shows the power of Visual Studio Code. It's really cool. GitHub and Bitbucket are few famous Git repository hosting services from which you can clone, fork, push and pull repositories. If you want to learn about Git with GitHub and Bitbucket in Visual Studio Code, please drop a comment in the comment section. So guys, let us look into this debug option in a brief manner. I have opened another project in Node.js to demonstrate what are the uses of debug options provided by VS Code. Debugging option is basically used to find logical errors which are hard to find otherwise. So guys, let us see how to work with debug option. First, you need to set this breakpoints in a file. Debugging always starts at a file which is the entry point of your application. And next, after setting the breakpoints, you need to click start debugging on the run option. And then as you can see, the debugging is started. This option is a play button which moves to next breakpoint in your file. This is an option which moves to next line in a file. This is an option which moves into the function. And if you want to refresh the debugging, you can click on this. As you can see, it has started over. And if you want to stop debugging, you just need to click on this. The breakpoints are mentioned over here. You can unclick the breakpoints after you're done correcting the logical errors. These are the position where local and global variables can be found. And this is the place where you can watch an element. You can just click on plus and type any variable you need, and you can start watching the differences, the changes, what happens to that variable. This is a call stack, and here you can see all the breakpoints. These are the loaded scripts where breakpoints have been inserted. We could go in depth in learning about debugging option, but as it is out of scope, this video is for beginners, so I prefer not to go in depth. Please drop a comment in the comment section if you want to know more about this option, debugging. Visual Studio Code is a wonderful software for working on any project. If you're a developer, then you need to check this software. Thank you guys. I'm gonna wrap this video. Hope this video was informative. Please do like, share and subscribe this video for more good content.